Well, good day and welcome to Tally the Votes, Amazing Race Edition, European Adventure. And we are here to talk about all the things Amazing Race from this week's episode. We are missing one of our alliance in Christy, who had a detour this week. She had to pull aunt duties and she's taking care of, some family and some housing and probably some pets, but she'll be back next week. But we've got myself, Jamie, and David here to cover this episode.
Let's go.
Oh my God. How many times? 5 times in one episode?
It was just him. And then I think Taylor probably did it 7 or 8 times too. And Jag too.
Guys, I don't know. You can't get it out of him. That's Big Brother 101 at this point. I think it's like when you get your first callback, I bet you have to probably yell, "Let's go."
Maybe.
I think they have to hear it. They have to know that you mean it. It's like a rule. But yeah, let's go. That's where we're at. So we are starting out in Croatia, but we are moving out. And we are going to be catching some flights out of town. And we are flying to Bucharest, Romania. And all of them are ending up at the travel agency.
And right I learned something. I didn't know Romania literally meant citizen of Rome.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, but
no clue. Had no clue.
Maybe because they were far enough from the empire, they wanted anybody who was thinking about invading to know.
Shit's secret.
Hey, we're part of Rome.
We're actually a citizen. Okay. We're Roman Empire here. But yeah, they all get over to the travel agency, and which I thought was really fun because what do we had? The first 4 groups got the flight out at 6:50. That got them there at 3:50 p.m. And then the second groups that were coming in were forced to take a later flight that they didn't get in until 8:30 p.m. So that's a 5-hour difference.
When it turned out to have major implications on the outcome.
It did. It also turned out to be really, really funny when the second team arrived to the overnight camp.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It was so good. I loved it. Goofballs, but they all get there, and so this is the first time they've seen each other in the race when they're not just passing each other in the streets.
Yeah, that they've been able to talk, it seems like.
Yeah, so this is the first chance that Tucker got to see that Robina is gone.
Yep.
That she's not in there. It's the first time that Jazz and Jack got to see that Izzy and Paige were still there, that they had made it through that cut.
Well, that was when they got to the camp.
Yes, when they flew in and they got there.
Each other.
No, not at the travel agency. It looked like it was like the middle of the night by the time they.
The first team left at midnight.
Yeah, it was.
And then the second team was at 12:35. They actually showed times on a couple of them.
Yeah, and you're waking people up. You're showing up and waking them up out of their bunk beds and surprise, we're still in the race. You
got to go now.
And then, of course, because Jack is the only one there who's a full adult, is I'm going to bed. I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. It's been enough. So, okay. So they get up in the morning and they've all got the clue that they're going to be heading out to the TNT Brother Airfield.
Yep.
Okay. And they knew pretty straight on that this roadblock was going to be skydiving.
Yep.
So we know that Joseph has got to do it for Adam because Adam's not cleared.
Right.
We know that Paige is going to do it for Izzy because there's no way, which would be me.
Yep.
That would be me in this. There's no way. Nope. Not even slightly interested in.
I can't do the heights one, but I could probably do this strapped to a professional.
Because I was honestly curious because I know we have been talking about this for years that if you had to do the heights thing that's what's difficult for you. That's your most difficult thing.
Yeah, but I think the skydiving, knowing that I was strapped to a professional, I'd be all right.
Yeah, you'd be all right. Well, I don't have a problem with heights, but I do have a real problem with falling.
Well,
So,
jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
yeah. Yeah. Falling, going really fast or spinning too much. Those are the things. Like basically if it involves G forces, I don't love it. I'm
Well,
not
you
a
notice they didn't let him free fall very long.
no, no,
They
they
free
really did
fell and that chute opened from 13,000 feet. That's a long way up.
a long ways. I have to say that when Jag jumped, it was about the hardest I laughed all week because his beard went whoop. It was just like in the cartoons. It's exactly how the cartoons would have done it. That beard went straight up into his face. But we had the planes separated, which was kind of interesting how they broke the groups down. Because the first one, what did we have? We had let's see, first plane we had Joseph, Tucker, and Taylor.
Right.
And then in the second plane, it was solo, Jag solo.
Right.
And then in the third plane, we had Nat, Chelsea, and Paige. So we had all the girls.
Well, because the third plane must have been much later.
Yeah. And they can only hold, there's a
Three
limited amount of people. Right. So yeah.
3 tandems, I guess would be the way to say it.
Right. So it was an interesting breakdown the way they did that. I really did. I loved the banter, the very, very nervous banter between Taylor and Joseph.
Yeah.
That was really cute. Imagine here we are. Who knew we'd be doing this after we broke up?
Did you not die when Joseph, as they're jumping out of the plane, he goes, "I love you, Taylor."
This episode I am really actually so bummed that Chrissy missed out on this one because I think this episode had so many fun moments like that in it.
No, it did.
It was a great silliness. So Joseph, Tucker, and Taylor all go. Jag is going to go solo. And then we have the third plane, which is the girls. And I love it because, Natalie's there, Chelsea's there. They're all nervous. Chelsea's like, I'm really, really nervous, but I'm not going to cry. And Paige is like, I might cry.
I mean, there may be crying.
I might cry. And she just went into full dissociation mode.
Yeah, I don't think she opened her eyes.
No, that's I know it when I see it.
But wouldn't that be more terrifying having your eyes closed?
I think not looking would be terrifying for me for sure.
Yeah.
But I get the dissociation thing where she's just like, go somewhere else. You can tell she's just trying to go somewhere else.
See, I know I'd be fine. Once the chute is open, I knew I'd be fine. It's like, it's floating down. The guy's done it a million times. We're going to be fine.
I love when they come in for the landing and Paige is like, they say it doesn't feel like falling. Oh, it feels like falling. It feels like falling the entire time. I've had a friend who has jumped and she said, oh yeah, like don't let them tell you otherwise. You feel the falling from start to finish. So even with the parachute, you're still falling, Yeah, no, not for me. I know lots of people that have done it. I know a lot of people that would go again, but not for me.
Wasn't that what Tucker said? Didn't Tucker say, let's go again?
Yeah, first thing said, let's do it again. And this episode, we talk about all the time, but this episode cracked me up because these boys, did we not have a conversation last week about this next week's going to be interesting. Let's see, at some point, Team Tucker is going to have to slow down because, well, for one, we haven't had the challenge that involves animals, and animals in this game are the great equalizer. And wouldn't you know it?
And they're like the sheep whisperers.
We have a challenge with animals, and they're like, oh, yeah, we spend time on a ranch in Montana. What have they not done? Like,
oh, I know.
What is it that they?
I know they even made crap bricks.
They know how to play with manure. They know how to do the Rubik's Cube. They can whisper to the sheep. I don't know. The boys have got everything. They got it all going. The good looks and the brains and all of it. Except for that let's go thing. That is, guys, it's a deal breaker.
I'm saying. I think that's just generational. I think that's like
I can't do it.
That's like a millennial thing, and we're Gen X and we just don't get it.
It's not my idea of fun. But okay, more power to them. I mean, it's better than like, we flip over to the real, like to the even younger crowd over in US Survivor right now that are, using like Riz and Cinema and,
Riz God.
we can go with the let's go for just a little bit longer. But listen, guys, y'all need to grow out of it.
Yeah.
It's time to grow out of it. Get it out of your system with all the amazing racing and then no more. So, okay. Now, as we're saying, they got their feet on the ground and then they're going to have to take off. Don't get too comfortable because they're going to have to run across the road essentially.
Yep.
Over to the sheep farm and then separate the sheep. There's 5 sheep in each pen that have a blue dot on their back. And they have to separate the sheep into the separate groups, get those 5 sheep into their own group, make sure they don't have any unmarked sheep in them. And I don't know about you, but I'm not saying that it looked easy, but some of these teams kind of surprised me.
Yeah. I think the secret is not being afraid of them. Once you realize they're not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
It became, you could see, because at first they were all like this, and then they're like, oh, go sheep.
Yeah, except for when they would go doing.
Yeah.
You need to look out. Sheep were jumping high. I kind of love the idea of like having to very quickly like recognize the idea of sheep and how they flock together and how they are not an aggressive animal. Like they want to stick together. You do have to be like the proverbial like sheepdog and herd them in and be their boss. The people who figured that out, they flew through it pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
I have to say, like, poor Natalie, this is where she started to become unglued.
Yep.
And never got it back together after the sheep.
Did you think what happened in the travel agent was necessarily fair?
No. I don't think it was necessarily fair. I mean, I think it was fair within the rules of Amazing Race, but do I think it was like fair overall? Not really.
Yeah.
Not really, but that's part of, I don't know, that's part of the thing of this show. Everyone shows up to the airport at the same time, gets up to the desk at the same time. And it's like kill or be killed. Like you got to push in there and you got to grab that opportunity. And I thought that the show's done a really great job of kind of foreshadowing this moment coming into this episode from last week's episode. When Steph is telling Natalie, like, we need to play our own game. We have to stop doing things for them. So,
but this time it was Steph who said, well, they already have their passports.
Yeah.
Because Natalie was like going to make a scene, I think.
She was feeling a little
well, because one of them came in before them, and the other came in after. Mm-hmm. One went over the rail and got in before them, but the other came in behind them.
Now, okay.
Through the door.
Jumped right through. How many sheep did we see like trying to get extra friendly with other sheep? It's like I would be like I would be the immature one that's like, stop what you're doing. And everybody look.
Oh, they don't have blue dot. Let them go at it.
Yeah, they're fine. We don't need to worry about them. But no, Natalie is just like, she's, she went through all the nerves of having to fall from the sky. No.
Me neither.
Nope. If in the future, I'll just remember her from this.
Yeah.
That's
and I weird. Like her. She's somewhat memorable. I just can't believe none of us remember her from the show.
I don't know. I like her. She had good energy. She was funny. I liked her in this. I just can't believe that I don't remember her from Big Brother. But these things happen to old brains.
Yep.
You want to know why? It's because she didn't yell, "Let's go."
Well, that could be it.
I think that's it. If she would have just had that opportunity,
then we would have remembered her.
She would have stuck. Okay, I'm starting to see what you're doing here, Tucker. I get it. I see now. So that is apparently an important part of playing Big Brother and being memorable. So, but nope, Nat's going to be remembered on this for being tiny and spunky and full of energy, and unfortunately letting the sheep get the best of her, letting the directions get the best of her, letting the manure mud pies get the best of her.
That had to be tough. You could tell Taylor was struggling with that too.
Taylor was struggling with her boyfriend. Like it wasn't just this is a hard thing to do, or I'm tired, or today's been a long day. This was I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him if he says one more thing. I'm going to kill him.
I agree with that, but you could tell she wasn't real thrilled about making the poop patties either.
Well, and I loved, I like when they're in the direct, when they're before they get to the pontoons. So we get to the sheep. Everyone gets to the sheep, and then they have to head on out, and they're going to have to get over to Debit Carter. I'm probably just butchering this. Labada. And this is where they're going to have to go in and make their pontoon boats. And then the clue is like out in the water. It didn't look like it was that far when they were on the road, but then once they were on their like little...
When you're just moving it with sticks too.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's way out there.
Yep.
But, Kyland is giving the instructions, and she's doing good with him then. He's very... it could come across as bossy, but I won't only say that it's really necessarily bossy. Like, it's just, you can tell like how he manages is just by being very precise.
Right. Well, I mean, like even he said to her in the car, he said, I need you to watch out for the turn too. So don't just be looking down at the directions.
Yeah. Yeah. He was saying lots of things. And
then he did like a Sid from The Bear, please and thank you. Yes. After he was done.
And she was saying a lot of things with her eyes to the camera in those moments. But they all made it through the pontoon assembly and getting into the water. And then when they had to do the detour to the brick building or the mask maker, everyone is picking this brick building. So they had to do what? They had to have straw, sand,
and water,
manure, water, and hay. No, I mean not hay, the straw. And they had to mix it all together. And then they had to put it into the little frame, and it was going to need to be like even all the way through, and then they get their yay or nay on it.
Right.
Tucker and Eric are there like 6 days ahead of everybody else, as per usual. So by the time the second group comes in, what's the second group?
Jag
and Jess. Well, by the time they come in, it's like Tucker and Eric have what, like 7, 8 of them done already?
It seemed like it, but then it seemed like they were there for a long time.
And they had to go in and they had to redo a couple of them. They didn't get 10 out of 10 right away, whereas Jazz and Jag did.
Right.
That was like a really good thing for them. That gave them that push because everyone was just bunched up so close. That's
what the plane flights will do when there's only 2 of them.
Yeah, that's true. But Taylor and Kyland were, they were kind of getting on each other's nerves, and Nat and Steph were definitely getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
It was you could tell this was definitely the toughest day that they've had, like the toughest leg of the race so far.
It was a long day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you literally have to start your day out with that adrenaline.
And even if you're not the person jumping, you're still sitting there. It's not like you're sleeping.
Yeah. And your adrenaline's still going because the person you care about is going to jump out of a plane, and you're probably having to use like a lot to help them stay calm or like.
Well, and if you're the one not going, you're probably more afraid for them than they are.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot to start your day out with that much adrenaline and nervousness or excitement. And then there was just so much physical run with those sheep. And I mean, you saw like Natalie, she's like ripping off her layers of clothes in the car. She's like, I have to get out of this.
It's just like going, she's like, I'm taking this off.
Yeah. The sheep really kicked her butt. Like really, it truly wore her out. So, it was a tough day on them. There's no doubt. And they had done so well working with Joseph and Adam. is kind of sad to see them have to, like, they do that separating at the beginning with the whole travel agency, and it's like they could just never quite get their bearings to stay just ahead enough to be in the middle of the race anymore.
Right. Well, they started in 4th position. They literally were in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't in a bad place considering, but and then that getting lost, that's, again, what a problem. That's been a problem for Jack and Chelsea, like episode after episode.
They seem to be getting stronger.
Yes, they did. And they did seem to not be as lost this time, which, is the problem they keep having. That Chelsea cannot ride a cart down a hill in a straight line. That one was tough too. But so the only team that didn't pick the brick building was Izzy and Paige, which turned out to be the right decision.
Super smart, because you're like, if we go do that, we're going to be the last team, and we're going to lose.
Yep.
Because whatever it is, unless we happen to be better at it than everyone else.
Yeah. And it's funny because it turns out like they have the experience, or at least Izzy has some of the experience to be able to know exactly what they're looking for and how to do this correctly. And as we know, like that's half the battle in these challenges, is to know how to do what you're doing correctly. Yep. And they take a nice breather. They calm each other down. They really truly are a good match for each other.
Well, it was funny, because you could tell they thought they were going to lose.
Yep.
Because they kept saying, no matter what happens, we're not going to get mad. This was fun,
Yeah. They were just like enjoying the time with each other and enjoying what they were doing. And like, I got to tell you, when it comes to charisma, the ticket holder at the mask challenge versus the brick challenge.
Oh my gosh.
Like so much more fun. Like so much more fun.
He's just like jumping up them and knocking them.
I love when Izzy runs out the last time and she's like, ah!
Yes. Yeah, you get it. Reminded me of the old Monty Python thing. Go away or I will taunt you again. I will taunt you for a second time.
Yes, it was silliness. But the ladies put it together. Like we got a cute little flashback of, her and her pop, and how he used to make the dresses, and she used to learn how to make her own dresses.
Yeah.
Just cute. But that was the right choice for them. I think it made all the difference. They were able to get out of there. It seemed like a similar time frame as, about the time that Nat and Steph were getting out.
Yeah, but you don't know who was closer, or that's the part. That's the part I don't like. You don't really know how close it is.
Yeah,
and I guess that's why they have to edit it that way, because if it truly wasn't close, then would be anticlimactic, right?
Right. And if you look at like Jack and Chelsea were there, I mean, they passed Jack and Chelsea. They were on the street.
Well, and logically, they had to think Jack and Chelsea was who they had to beat.
Yes.
Because they have no way of knowing that Natalie and her sister
They didn't. And when they were like running, I mean, Paige was like, screw it. She threw her bag off.
Well, and it was funny because poor Izzy couldn't even beat the old man.
Yeah, she's toast, She's trying to run, and like, I mean, they were really close. They were right next to, but in their heads, they were like, we lost by a second.
Yeah.
And so when they get to hear you both made it, I'm sure that was a pretty.
Well, I got a kick out of when was it Joseph, and then Taylor's group was right behind him. Yes. And he's like, you think they're going to try to outrun us to the mat? Hey guys, you bet your ass they're going to try to outrun us to the mat.
Yeah, it's like, who's going to win in a foot race? And then when they get there, the foot race stops, and it's about like chasing him down with their manure stake. Yeah, it was a great episode. It had a really like exciting finish to it. It really felt like a race this time, especially there at the end. The challenges were interesting enough, hard enough, but like not so hard where you're just like, oh my God, this hurts to watch.
Right. I think there's a reason we like this episode.
Well, tell me what it is.
There's a lot of interaction between the contestants. Yeah. And that's obviously what we like from Big Brother, right? Is got to mix it up a little bit and talk to each other.
Yeah, and it's like they're all like, talking a little smack, but still like within a friendly level. There's a little strategy that's starting to happen because we have players that have express passes and they're realizing that there's a team of brothers that they really need to use.
One more leg is the only place you can use it.
Yeah, so what we have, Kyland and Taylor both have an express pass, and Jag and Jazz have their express pass. So they're going to both end up having to be used next week.
Oh, I know. And if I was Jag and Jazz, I would go to Chelsea and her father and go, here. And make sure Izzy and Paige go home. Sure, because they're gunning for them. They know they're gunning for them.
I would feel at this point in time
what does it really matter with what's still not how many more legs left? It doesn't really matter if they come in first or second next week.
True, and there is strategy with that, but I would also say the other strategy is that if you have somebody like Izzy and Paige and they're always in that bottom 3, and then the ones right before them are getting cut, now they're kind of clear. As of right now, it doesn't seem too hard to believe that they are the likely duo to go home next week.
No, I agree with that.
And they know that they're not in the top half of this game.
Right.
So to them, it could be very like, that problem is going to take care of itself at this point. But they have a bigger problem. Jag and Jazz is that they've got these 2 other brothers in front of them that are beating them by a mile every single week now.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to use that at them, throw that at them.
But there's going to be yet another equalizer, won't there be?
I don't think that there's not going to be another moment with an express pass. Right. I don't even know if they'll do another U-turn or not. But you look at Kyland and Taylor, that's where I'm more curious into what's the strategy going to be with their express pass.
Right, because if they both play it right, they could knock the brothers back into third.
Yes.
Like, especially if there's like a long competition.
Yep. And the thing is you got to get those guys who are consistently 2 hours out ahead of everybody else. You need to get them as far back in the starting point as you can get them.
Yep.
Because they it's not just that they're neck and neck. They're always hours in front of the rest of the groups.
Right.
So it makes sense that everybody would need to go after them. I don't know how the rules are, but I would think it'd be funny and interesting if Jag and Jazz go to use their express pass first and they use it to push past Tucker and Eric, and then Taylor and Kyland use their express pass to go over Jag and Jazz. Right. I would be really happy for that to work out that way, but I don't know. But if there is another U-turn, then I fully expect that the drama of Izzy versus Jag will come to full head if the girls make it to another leg.
Right.
And I don't know if they. I hope they will, but I'm just not sure that they will. Jack and Chelsea are working really well together right now, and they're the closest ones they're running next to. So right. I feel like it's a pretty close tie between those 2 teams. But I like you said, I kind of feel like Jack and Chelsea are just getting a little bit better each time.
Right.
So that might be the end for the fianced, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, and they're not bickering anymore. Did you notice that?
Yeah, no.
It's like they figured it out. Who drives, who does the directions, and
learning how to work out, learning on who's amping the other one up, and it's nice when these teams come together. Now, there's gonna be a moment. There's gonna be a moment.
Oh, sure.
But and speaking of moments, we actually do need to take just a very short 5-second moment for a commercial break, and then we will be right back. All right. That got us where we were going. So, okay. So I think it's safe to say we both feel like Izzy and Paige are most likely cut next week.
That would be my guess. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, could it
And
end up being Jack and Chelsea? Sure, depends on what the challenge
what the
is.
challenge is. I mean, because if you look at like again, like that cart last week, like that's when that Jack and Chelsea, like that was a struggle.
Yep.
That was much more. I mean, it wasn't super easy on Paige, but it was more of a struggle for Chelsea. So it depends on what it is. And I stand corrected when I said that the animals were going to be the great equalizer to the Tucker team. Because they are like, like hashtag Debbie and Survivor, who's apparently like had every job under the sun. That's these two. They are hashtag Team Tucker. There isn't a job they haven't done. It doesn't exist. They know how to do everything.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it, but inevitably, every team seems to run into something in the race they can't do.
But what is it going to be? Like with these two, what is it going to be? Because I'm telling you, herding sheep is where I thought we might catch them. Like, it's not it. Rubik's Cube? I mean, and herding sheep. You couldn't be in a further apart, spectrum at that point. And they still are able to do it. So what is it? Like crocheting? Are we gonna find out that Eric spent time as a sailor and like learned how to crochet them? I mean, what do we do?
That's hilarious.
What's the challenge?
Well, I mean, a dancing challenge can always mess you up.
Yeah, that's true. And I think all of our dancers are gone, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so that could mess them up.
Or singing.
Huh? Yeah,
maybe a singing one. No, dude. We're gonna find out that Tucker spent like 3 years in the Tabernacle Choir or something.
I was in a garage band in college.
I graduated from the Tabernacle and went into my own garage band. Let's go.
We were a Violent Femmes cover band. In the early 2000s.
That would make me like him more. We don't need that.
Yeah, but he'd be throwing "Let's Go" into all the Femmes songs, and I don't think that'd work.
No, I don't know. I don't know what these guys are gonna do. And they're my team. They're my winner's pick. I want them to keep going, but also part of me is like, come on, like somebody else has got to get up there for a minute. So how much money do they have all together now between the two of them? What, like?
Oh, I don't know. They haven't said.
Well, they had $5,000 this time, like each, not $5,000 between the two of them.
And last week wasn't it a prize?
Last week they had, I think, 25 each.
Plus a prize.
Yep.
Plus a trip to Cairo, right?
Yep, plus a trip. And then there was another time, at least one more time, where they each got 25.
I do think it's funny that the Amazing Race is giving away trips as prizes. It'd almost be like, okay, here's your prize. You get to stay home and put your feet up.
Yeah. And then, that's just it. You get to chill out and not go anywhere for a minute. Yeah. And it's really funny when you just stop and you look back and go, do you remember in the first episode, like Enzo and his brother were actually on this?
Yes. The meow meow. I was thinking he would be good. He was not.
I didn't hold out a whole lot of hope, but
I just thought he'd be a disruptor.
I thought he would do better than first rounds, but
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's really the simple start and stop of the whole thing. We kind of have our picks out for next week. I mean, your teams, your replacement team's doing good, doing steady. Christy's team still doing really good. A solid second place time and time again.
And could absolutely win the game.
Yep. So, yeah, I think we could clearly see tonight, like, who the top three.
Yeah, it seems like there's a pretty big delta between them and the other two.
Yeah.
Other than three, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. There's people in that top three that I want to win more than the others, but I mean, I'm not naysaying any of them. They're all doing great. So
no, it's shaping up to be a pretty exciting season. I guess I'm liking it better than I did the first time we watched it.
I think that this season's been fun, and it helps a lot just getting to see, like you said tonight, those moments where they do get to run into each other, the friendly competition that exists in their like career of doing these shows. Yeah, and they're familiar faces, so you already kind of like know who you're watching.
Yep.
And have your own emotional reasons to be attached or want to see somebody win or not win. So I do enjoy that. That's kind of why we like all-star seasons and everything that we watch.
Well, I just read the first rumor I've seen about a Big Brother All Winners season.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I wonder which winners. Is it going to be the good winners?
Well, I mean,
or like the winners.
It's going to be a bunch of them. There's only 25, so
yeah. There's just let's face it.
There are 16 or 18.
Yeah, but it's like the winners that like you really were excited about. Like, I don't know that those are the winners that'll be playing. I don't know.
CBS, well, they have to, but my point is that they had to take all of them, but 7 or 8.
But do you really think it would be an all winner season?
That's what it said.
Or what do you think it'll be the thing that Big Brother does where they say something is an all-star season and it's like 3 stars and then a bunch of new people?
Maybe.
Like maybe it'll be something like that. Because that's what they have to put in like 17, 18 people in that house.
Well, I mean, the other thing you could do is you could do like 12 winners and 6 people, like just like red shirt people on Star Trek,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
need to know them. They're going to
get
thrown out.
Well, we'll see. I mean, a lot of these channels, it seems like if there's not some national, like international or national sport event happening, that the reality competition shows are pretty much the things that are just actually bringing in the viewers more than about anything these days.
Yeah.
And even some of the streaming services, I know that like the Traders is a pretty darn big deal for Peacock. And I mean, that's why we have every version of the Traders happening in that streaming service. But
well, and that's why I don't know why they don't for some of these shows, like Big Brother does it, right? Where you can go watch the feeds. And There's a whole subsect, of course, of people.
Yep.
That's all they do. I read about what they do, but
yeah.
But why couldn't you have different feeds for a show like The Amazing Race?
I think it would be awesome to have, or at least have, maybe not like a long-term like live feed situation, but have, like how you used to have Ponderosa, with Survivor, where you had this whole like another like online community that could watch what was happening behind the scenes or what have you. But these shows are really, really produced.
Right.
And that does make it pretty difficult to just pick and choose, like just free for all viewing.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is, no, you would be seeing the same show so it shows on CBS. So it would stream on Paramount Plus, right?
Yes.
Right. So on Paramount Plus, you would see the same show, but there might be commentary by a classic fan.
Director's cut. Gotcha.
Almost like, for like, and you can do the same thing with Survivor. What's the guy we like? We watch his stuff all the time. And he gets all the interviews.
There's a lot of guys that we watch.
Come on, the guy who played.
There's a lot of those. I mean, are you talking about like RHAP?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could have the RHAP feed for Survivor where they're actually sitting there.
I think that, in a world where we used to get backyard interviews, that kind of thing, a lot of that has kind of gone away. I would love if they could start pulling in some more, kind of what you're saying, pulling in some more things where you did have the little bit more of the behind the scene, pull the curtain back.
No, I mean, you're literally watching the same show that they're watching.
But you're getting,
these two are giving live reaction as it's happening.
And you're getting the commentary. Now, I mean, there's a lot of, streamers that do that on their own, but as a CBS directive, I don't know.
Well, I'm just
maybe
saying
write to them.
It could be interesting.
Listen, if it's an idea, send your idea in. Send it to Jeff and go, listen, Jeff, you can tell everyone this is your idea.
Jeff, you haven't had a good idea like in a decade.
I've got one for you. This is a fantastic idea. You can tell everyone it's yours. This is what we want. So I don't know. I would watch it. I already watched too much of all of this. I would find time to watch that too.
But I mean, you literally could watch the show that way if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because like on I don't know, you don't watch Monday Night Football very often, do you?
No.
But Monday Night Football now, you can go and watch different streams where they like have Peyton and Eli doing the commentary, as opposed to the people that are on broadcast.
Right.
And they take it a little less serious.
It's a little less serious. You get a little bit more insight.
And there's a third feed where they're breaking down all the data and all the probabilities and stuff live on the side.
Yeah.
Well, so there's constantly tells you what the percentages that one team's going to win. And
I think that's slightly what CBS is trying to do with their show where they have, Taylor and Derek. I think they're trying to have something that's sort of like that, but I like your idea of like having that run alongside of the viewing.
Well, I think Derek struck me as they just wanted to get the viewers for one more night.
Yeah. Get a little bit more viewership on there, but you know what? Do you know who really appreciates more viewership? We do. We appreciate it. We really, really love likes and subscribes because it helps us. We can build the network. We can add more things to it. We can bring more people in, as does your feedback give us something to work with. So if you do have any feedback, you can send it to tallythefeedback@yahoo.com. And like I said, if you enjoy any of this coverage, I mean, even if you want to complain about it, you need to like and subscribe or we won't read your complaint. But help us build that network, help us make this something else. And if you like listening to these things instead of watching these things, you can find us anywhere you listen to your podcast. Just look for Tally the Votes. And you can also find it alongside the Jay and Jack Whole Enchilada feed. And speaking of Jay and Jack, we would like to give a shout out and a special thanks to the Jay and Jack patrons, and especially those who contribute at a certain level, which is Eckhart Rickner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. If you would like to be a patron, just go to patreon.com/Jay and Jack. And those are all the deets. You can find us on Facebook too. I've got a lot of stuff, lots of goofy updates on these cast members and the Amazing Race, Traders, Big Brother, all of these shows. You know what? They have social media, conversations with other players. And sometimes we clip those and put them in there, or their TikTok videos. There's a lot of drama. And if you find any of those and they amuse you or interest you, or you find articles about any of these shows that you find interesting, you can share them to our Facebook page, which is Tally the Votes. It's not hard. It's just Tally the Votes. So yeah, I encourage you to bop on over there and ask to join. We'll get you in, and you can help, be a voice in that too. So
perfect.
Other than that, I think we're just going to be skedaddling on out of here on this very late night, but we will be back next week. I do believe we will be back to Thursday instead of the late night. David, is next week you're going to be out next week?
It's ladies week.
Oh, it's ladies night. The tonight is the night of the beaver moon. And I thought
you just said that.
I thought it was going to be ladies night tonight, but saving it for next week. So Chrissy will be back. We'll have more to talk about. Somebody we like is going to be cut from the race or not. There hasn't been a non-elimination. So
I may pour it in during the podcast for like 2 minutes. You can just spoil me and tell me who went home, and then I'll jump off.
Okay, we do enjoy when you jump into the podcast from a cruise ship. It's weird, and I always embrace the weird stuff.
Well, I'm hoping I could find some Amazing Race fans on the cruise ship.
I would love if you could find somebody from the Amazing Race on your cruise ship.
Pretty cool.
That's the way to do it. That would bring in the viewers, David. You're on a mission.
All right.
Well, we hope that you and your dad have a safe journey. And so we'll see you in 2 weeks. But to the rest of you, we're going to get on out of here and we will see you next week.
Let's go.
Let's not. Bye.
I don't know why this. Exit music.